very good. Okay, very good.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Tuesday, November 17th, 2020. Guys, I practiced for the half marathon. My average right now is 15 minutes a mile.
Strong.
Wow.
No, I mean, that's bad. If we talk about it
so
on
what do you mean
radio, we're all going to try to
You need 13. Yeah.
One man
try to not
trash.
get
13, I
halved
think.
by Tyler, right?
So what
So-
did you do? So did you do a full did you do 10 to 13 miles? What'd you do?
No, I did. No, I did 2 miles practicing in my
Small
average
sample
Oh.
size.
15
You did 2
minutes
well,
per mile.
Okay. Well, you only did
That's
2
about
miles,
the
man.
pace I'm going to go for the
Okay.
for the half marathon.
I went on a
So,
hike today in the woods, pretty rough terrain, I would say. And it took me 45 minutes to go 2.5 miles.
There it is.
Oh. That's
There it is. Yeah, we're
Well-
looking bad. Well, that was flat ground for me, and that was on the app that the half marathon's going to be on. Nardini Half Marathon for breast cancer charity. Yeah. So
well, anyone can do the idea I came up with on radio and just drive to the top of like a mountain and then just walk.
Well,
downhill.
not anyone. Come on, you gave me that. That's my
Well, you can
thing.
do it,
Unless
but-
you guys, I just don't want to encourage a bunch of other listeners to do it.
Okay.
I think
Well-
everybody should get involved. It's for charity.
Strike it from the record.
It's for charity.
Only Hard Factor hosts can do it.
Can go to the top of a mountain.
I was the 214th sign up this morning, so everybody
That's
sign
pretty
up.
good.
It's going to be fun. Going to be fun for the half marathon. We have eight days, so that's great. Also, November 17th, I already put up Christmas lights because the 2 neighbors already had Christmas lights up, so it's early. But you can't go back once you put them up.
I am getting pressured to decorate.
Ooh,
Well, that's like
Wes
it's like a
wearing the
threat.
holiday sweater.
It's a
Oh,
threat. Will, your neighbors essentially they put you in checkmate, or not mate, but they checked you.
Oh, I was in checkmate. I mean, you have 2. That's 2. That was 2 out of. I'm talking like across the street, 2 next to you, in the 2 caddy corner. I was.
They're surrounding you.
2
Yeah,
out of
they-
5 already. I had
They're
to.
boxing you in.
Yeah.
It's like that scene in Bad Santa where he's like, I'll just hang him up for you if you want.
Yeah. The walkway.
Yeah.
The walkway of lights. Yeah.
Right.
Also, I got my sweater.
Oh, it looks-
Speaking of
it looks
holidays,
great.
look at that.
It looks
Have
fantastic.
a great fucking holiday indeed. Wes you look fantastic.
I got the OG with the before they corrected it too, which is just extra special.
Yeah.
That is cool.
We're saying an extra conversation starter. Then you can just talk
right.
all night about the
That is
right.
sweater.
cool. Barstool store. Look up the Hard Factor collection. We have our holiday sweater. We also have the 4 Seasons Total Landscaping in there. It looks nice. Also, we all, I can tell, are doing the winter tradition of just sort of deviating back to the mean of all having scraggly beards because our facial hair is just sort of morphing back to everybody has a beard for.
I had a guy at the barber shop straight razor me, and I can't go back to shaving myself now. I can't. I can't.
Experience.
It's
You gotta
too
have-
good. You'll never do it as good as he can do it. That's
I
my
believe
point.
it.
Yeah.
Does it like have a tea tree oil smell and like he puts a fresh lemon in your nose or
It's
something?
just so precise, man. It's so like, do you know when you try to fix something in your house and you have like one tool because you're a loser and you really need like a different size screwdriver? This guy has all the size screwdrivers, all the wrenches, all the sockets.
You feel wealthy. You feel like very important with
100.
Yeah.
Well,
You
I
don't
don't know. I don't know what the prices are in New York, but they're cheap, right? You can go once every week or 2. They're like between $5 and $10 to just get a quick shave.
It's $10 to do the shave. It was
Yeah.
$25 for the whole kit and caboodle, the whole shebang.
Wow.
A cut and a shave.
That's
so,
a good deal.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
That is a good deal. That's what I'm saying. You can go like every 2 weeks and get that
Yeah.
if you wanted. I mean,
You
Yeah.
guys, I'm gonna share this with you guys because I'm about to get it cut. But I got my hair cut, and I went to this
Oh,
this
no.
Latino
Deep on one side, huh?
haircutter.
Why does your
They-
head shape look weird?
They gave me the long on top and the
Very
short on the
long
sides,
on
but
top.
they fucked me up. It only looks good if I
the
come
side
over.
looks like almost it's a fade almost. It's
They
like
tried to do a fade and they failed miserably.
Yeah, it's a poorly executed fade.
Yeah.
So did you walk out mid haircut there, or what's?
No, I didn't want to get it. I was trying to grow my hair out, and then they did this to me. So
Is them.
You said, "Hey, set me up for going long," and that's what they gave you.
the first time around, then I tried to go get it corrected, and I've just gotten too deep.
keep it long on the top. It's just like a number one on the sides. You just leaving the top alone.
They got you a mohawk, basically.
I know, kind of is a mohawk.
You know what it is? It's the
I'm gonna get
baby.
it.
It's the
fuck
baby
boy
haircut.
cut.
It's
Yeah,
the baby
it is.
haircut
It is
where
the
you got
baby
like
haircut.
long hair on the top. The baby does, and then yeah. You got the baby haircut.
It's terrible. Look at that shit.
Man, YouTube.com/Hard Factor News. That is long on top. I'm sticking with the
Look
Favre.
like a TikTok star.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sticking with the Favre after seeing that.
Parts
Not-
of you.
Yeah,
Not chancing it going long.
Yeah, you're the only TikTok star with gray hair. But
That's true. And 230 pounds.
But speaking of which,
He's the
speaking
only
of
house,
which,
only house that has a ramp in LA.
You're like the house dad. That's what
Wheelchair
you are.
house. Yeah.
yeah, we're all the house dads of TikTok now because we're picking up our TikTok game, boys. Listeners, you got to know this. We have a new bizarre news page that we're doing with Twisted History on Facebook. So request to join that. BNN and Twisted History.
And post weird shit. That's
Yeah,
the part.
post whatever you
You're
got.
supposed to post the weird stories.
And TikTok, Barstool News Network TikTok. If you're a big TikTok head, make sure you're following BNN on TikTok because we're going to be upping our game there. Going to be increasing the amount of videos. So we are. I mean, Wes, get your hair ready for TikTok, ready for prime time.
You know what?
what?
I'm just going to shape it up now.
I was looking to, do a little tweeting and, also looking for stories on Twitter and the trending thing and stuff like that. Some little shit tweeting. And the number one trending thing really confused me. And when I looked into it, I realized that I needed to get off the app for the rest of the day because it was about like teenagers in a Minecraft video series that blew up a building or something.
I don't understand anything on TikTok. I just
Exactly.
post the
I was just
videos
like-
and get out.
I was like, oh man,
Yep.
I'm too old for Twitter right now. No, this was Twitter.
oh, that was Twitter?
yeah, Twitter shamed me, age shamed me hard recently.
You got to move on over to Facebook now,
I
Mark.
guess.
True, Mark is taking over our Facebook operations. So
There you
he's-
go.
He jumped
If you
on
want,
that.
If you want 1990s style comedy, head on over to Bizarre US and World News.
Mark's going to be posting Seinfeld clips over there.
A lot of Ace Ventura memes over
That's
there.
right. Let me ask you a few questions.
Nice. That's amazing. All right, we got 2 stories apiece, boys. Wes is going first. Get us going.
All right, guys. Let's move it to Seattle, where it's a shit show apparently, and the homelessness problem is so out of control that city officials and Mayor Jenny Durkin are moving towards some seemingly drastic measures to curb the amount of arrests that are occurring. One being the legalization of many misdemeanors, perhaps taking a page from the recent Oregon laws that were passed during the presidential election. So what's happening is that according to this Fox News article is that they are laying off more police. They're defunding a special unit whose goal was to tackle homelessness because according to city officials, it's inhumane to take these people from their tents and put them into a actual shelter. And they are thinking about installing some heroin injection sites
Needle
where you can.
exchanges.
Now, can anyone get that, or you have to be homeless? Because
That's a Vancouver a YouTube picture a Vancouver heroin injection site.
wow, looks pretty
Pigeon
popular.
Park savings.
Yeah, it looks a long line, huh? Yeah, so that's what they're kind of taking they set aside $1.4 million in the budget in October, and they tried to like scoot it through, but I think it's been caught, so they're kind of debating on it a little more. This is what city officials want. This is a video of a guy at a heroin injection site, nice and clean,
Oh,
just
I don't
very
want to watch this video.
There
No.
you go. Well, it's not going
you're
to
not gonna
show
show
them
you
shooting.
the
it.
actual
People
No.
are so thin, such a thin group of people.
But it's very like it's instead of an alley, it's a very
Yeah.
whatever.
It's safe.
Clinic.
It's safe.
Right,
Yeah, it's
right.
It's like a free clinic kind of
It's
thing.
much
Exactly.
safer. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so they're
Guy's got a nice mustache,
they're defunding the
clinic
police. I mean, I think it's kind of a cop out. I think they've done so poorly that this inhumane shit is a cop out because they fucked up the defunding and are now just using excuses.
Well, the
I
Seattle
don't know.
Police Department didn't the chief also resign like in
Dude,
the
they're
middle
leaving.
of the summer and everything?
No, it was
and
the
then
chef.
the
the
chef,
chief?
yeah, the chef.
The chef of
resigned.
police. He's
I
French.
think the Seattle
that wrong.
PD was just like basically dismantled. Essentially,
Oh,
right?
they're like basically just leaving because they
right.
see the
They
city is
either
not giving a
were
fuck
told
about
to
them.
leave or
Right.
wanted to
Tough
leave.
2020 for the Seattle police. They were not allowed in the Chaz Chad, and then they took over their building in the Chaz Chad, and then there was like a shooting, and they wouldn't let the people in, and then they blamed the police for not getting there quick enough for the like shooting overnight. It's like, well, yeah, but you what?
And now you can't stop anything that's going on in the shantytown.
No.
Well,
not at all.
I watched a documentary about homelessness in Seattle, and it's fucked up. Like Seattle has a serious
Sleepless
problem.
in Seattle
Got a
sequel.
lot of
Sleepless
them?
in Seattle's
Yeah.
Oh
sequel.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
That's Austin, Texas, I think.
not
Yeah.
really their
That's
fault in a
Austin?
lot of cases.
No, that's Seattle, but
That's
it
Seattle.
looks like Austin.
Seattle has one of the worst housing crises because Microsoft. It was early
and
tech
Amazon too.
and Amazon. So like everyone's forced out. I remember the doc I was watching.
expensive.
The doc I was watching followed a family who were sober. They didn't do drugs, and they were just so fucking poor. They were working out of their tent, so they would like
That
shower at a
sucks.
gym,
Yeah, that
come back
sucks.
to their tent at night, and they would have to move them often. So like that's one thing they were trying to do is like, hey, quit moving us just because we're here for 6 months. We need to stay here for 6 months because we can't miss a day of work to move our fucking tent, kind of thing. It's a messed up situation over there.
Yeah. So the council member, council member, Lisa Herbold, is saying, and it makes sense. Misdemeanor defendants disproportionately suffer from mental illness, addiction, homelessness, and now they want to allow them to get off certain charges for being just that, mentally ill or an addict, or mentally or homeless. So apparently, the murder rate is also the highest it's been since 2008.
It's a bad sign.
Yeah, Seattle's
Sign
on
that
a
you may need to revise your approach.
right. Yeah. So the Seattle's on a year 16 of
Good
a
stat
10-year
to
plan.
look at, right? Good stat to
Yep.
look at for city planning.
That's right.
Murder rate. It's like
That's right.
whip, RBIs.
Talking about baseball.
Yeah. Murder
Yeah, with
rate.
hitters-
QBR,
with hitters
good
in
one for
position.
cities. Yeah.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
an important stat for sure. So this article claims that an estimated 50% of the homeless in Seattle are addicted to drugs, and the council is again pushing for these safe sites, aka consumption sites, like Vancouver, which apparently have ruined the areas they are in. In
Wes-
Vancouver, OD rates have doubled from the year prior after these sites were okay.
That's not good. Can I ask you a question though?
yeah.
I always thought that if you sort of like made more drugs legal or made more crimes, like let people off, where you'd have more room in the jails, and maybe you could use that to help deal with your homeless population. Is that not happening? The jails
No.
are just empty now.
No, because they're not charging anyone. None of these charges, like these misdemeanor charges that they want to claim, like they want to now legalize, are being pushed through. People are just. One guy was arrested. One homeless guy was like on his like 70th arrest, and the judge was trying to put him in jail finally. And then she got a bunch of fucking backlash saying that it wasn't his fault. Forced
So
her
it's
into
just like
forced
the
her into
jail
early
is empty,
retirement.
but the tents are full.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
I don't think it's completely empty is the thing, Willie.
It's not completely empty, but-
Probably has some. You'd have to like get a new building and like separate it out.
Well,
and
I was
have-
saying,
and
yeah,
have that
you-
be like,
like,
a treatment building.
If
Right.
you're always going to
Yeah.
have, like, if you get rid of all
You
these
always have
low level crimes,
violent
you're going to have
criminals
lots of
there.
space. So
Yeah, you would have lots of space. You'd have to like do some re-engineering.
well,
of the
sure,
building
make
so
it a
that- yeah.
separate entrance for the non-jail people.
Right.
But like I
Okay.
said, in Vancouver, the OD rates have doubled from the year prior. These sites were okayed. So the article
That's
states
not
that crimes like break-ins and such comes with high drug use, people looking for money in any way they can. They want to. They just don't get punished.
Well, it's a slippery slope. Look, we're not making fun of addicts, and it
No,
sounds
not at all.
terrible. It sounds terrible. But you get all these people that get high on the heroin, and then they're not like following them out of the door. They don't know what's going on
You look
afterwards.
at Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Watching what they did in Austin and putting in that giant facility right downtown was all I'll ever have to watch a city go through to understand
Yeah,
how you
and then
how horribly you can mismanage a homeless population.
And they've done it a few times because then Austin allowed the tents 2 years ago, and then took the tents away a year ago.
Oh, it's
Which is
No
like-
city is set up to do it. That's the point. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the idea.
well, but
with
they
the
still fucked up so badly. so
all
many
of them
times.
do because
Yeah.
because almost none of them figure out how do we actually put in programs to get these people housed.
Watching Austin was like watching somebody hit themselves in the face with a frying
You should
pan.
see
over
it
and over
now.
again.
That would
Walks
be a
and
good.
hit with
That would be a good high-paying job they should create as like an expert in like the homelessness situation in cities and pay.
Well, that's what. Yeah, so Seattle defunded that program and replaced it with like 8 people, which they're not doing shit. Also, going back to what Will was saying about the police, lowest number of Seattle Police Department members since 1990. So there's just not enough cops.
Well, you got to give it time, though. You got to give it time.
Okay,
it is
yeah.
an experiment. No, in all seriousness,
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I know, yeah,
they have
sure.
a problem that needs to be fixed. That these cops writing the misdemeanor tickets ain't going to
Also,
fix it.
Well,
they
people
needed
are
a lot of
fleeing
cops
Seattle.
in the 90s in Seattle because the Supersonics were throwing up alley-oops from Gary Payton to Sean Kemp, and they were getting drunk at the Supersonic Stadium. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, a lot of these
Rain
tech,
Man.
a lot of these tech people that have money apparently are fleeing their like nice apartments because they're just being overrun. Like the vacancy rate's like something like 10% or something in some of these apartments. So
Good.
People are fleeing.
Drive the housing. Walks and hits per inning pitched. Sorry, WHIP.
Yeah.
WHIP.
Yeah, there you go. That's
So,
a big stat.
We'll keep a close eye on Seattle.
So from one sad story to probably a sadder story. Guess what, guys? We have another hurricane, and it's mid-November. And guess what? Hurricane doesn't give one iota is a Category 5 now. So that's not good.
How is it even hot enough to make a Category 5 still?
Why'd you name it like it was a horse? It's just Hurricane Iota, right?
Yeah, that's the only joke I really have.
But it would be a good horse name if it was.
Like, doesn't give one iota on the outside. One iota.
About
It's
to
one,
destroy.
it's one iota
Wow.
down the stretch, and Central America's fucked.
Straight over Nicaragua. Oof.
Yeah, iota was expected to make landfall in Central America at the Nicaragua and Honduras border as a catastrophic storm with winds of over 160 miles per hour Monday night, which was last night, but it was after we recorded, so we don't really know. But we're hoping that the people in Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, and whoever is in the path of this motherfucker are okay and remain okay. It's going to be on land all day today, it looks like, and maybe into Wednesday. And they're talking 20-foot storm surges potentially, which is really scary.
Like a full-on Category 5, they're saying. Landfall.
Full-on Category 5. And let's not forget, I don't think we or mainly this is my fault because I was covering it, talked enough about what happened with Hurricane Ada. I think we focused more on the Florida impact when it was more of like a tropical storm and a Cat 1, but Ada was a Category 4 storm a little less than 2 weeks ago that hit Central America, killing over 100 people in a horrible mudslide in Guatemala, and it killed over 60 people in Honduras, where it hit hardest, causing over $5 billion in damages.
Damn.
And over 25% of the population in Honduras was impacted negatively with like lost homes, massive flooding.
And this is going through
And
Nicaragua,
this is going
but to
through
the same place.
Same
Yeah.
place in
Yeah.
Honduras. Really
Shit.
heartbreaking stuff going on in Central America right now. Honduras is in really bad shape, and hopefully the storm isn't as bad as it sounds because they're hurting over there real bad. They're also dealing with COVID. Lots of people have already lost their jobs from COVID, and now their homes, and some loved ones as well from the last storm. So it's really sad down there in Central
Sounds
America.
like they're having like a Puerto Rico type year. Remember when they got
Exactly.
Maria, Hurricane Maria?
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's back to back. I mean, the first hurricane, Ada, like really fucked them up, and now this one's coming. I can't imagine what's going on. So, if you have a few extra dollars, and you're looking for a cause, I don't think there are many better causes than throwing a few bucks at Central America, at Honduras, and they could certainly use all the help they can get down there. And we're hoping that the storm passes quickly and doesn't cause too much damage.
After you buy a Christmas sweater, of course.
Right.
Yeah. We also we need to figure
And
out
Wes
still,
a can of WD-40 for his chair.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean to keep getting on that.
we still need to figure out too how to pit the hurricanes and wildfires against each other. I
Right.
feel like there's a big
'Cause they-
business
they put
opportunity
each other
there.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
I feel like that's on Elon. I don't really know who else we could put that on.
That's true. That's true. We'll talk about him later in the show. But let's move it on to a different madman right now, Alexander Lukashenko. We'll talk about Belarus. So as we wait for the presidential and other federal elections in the United States to get certified, which they all will by December 11th, which is California. There's the last day to certify. It was December 11th. And we hear claims of fraud and who won gets debated in most of the presidential election and a lot of other, congressional elections. Let's not forget that it's all likely to play out how it will without much violence besides the demonstrations. And it's all going to be done by the time the Electoral College votes on December 14th. Probably. Now, assuming that everything goes to plan here in the United States. Let's take a look at Belarus, where stuff is not going to plan. So not only is President Alexander Lukashenko of Belarus trying to lock down the country ever since his re-election, where he's been mostly trying to lock them down because of the endless protests. He claimed an 86% voting victory against the challenger Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, I can't say her last name, in August, and there's been nonstop protests because the people believe that is a rigged election, and there's no chance he won 86% of the vote there.
Right. That election was more like 50-50. He should have said he won 60-40, and probably there wouldn't be that much complaining, but he said 86%, which was not believable.
Yeah. I never noticed that Lukashenko sounds like an exotic table game in Vegas. I never noticed that until now. Like,
Lukashenko.
hey, when you're done with blackjack, we're going to be kicking over the Lukashenko table. Lukashenko, I haven't heard of that game.
To me, it sounds like a 6'11", like first round number 2 overall pick in the NBA.
Right. Who ends up middling?
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't quite
He's
live up to his
benefited from it
expectations.
for sure. I feel like having the sweet name has made his strong manning a little bit easier. Pat, I agree.
It rolls off the tongue. But yeah, no, totally. This is like Uncle Jerry in the McDonald's game. He fucked up. You can't just keep giving the McDonald's prizes to people in your family. Like 85%. Are you kidding? Go 62. At least pick a fucking not like a mid number, not 85, not 80. You got a 2 points.
86% a lot. That's 90%.
What are you doing?
And congratulate her on a close race. You rigged to 60-40. You know, like, come on.
My God.
90. That's 9 out of 10 votes.
That's how I got caught cheating on my trigonometry exam.
What happened?
I went too high.
Yeah, they looked at this and they said, "No way, Wes could have pulled this off.
No possible way."
You had an outlier from your previous tests.
What's that?
You had an extreme outlier from your previous tests.
Yeah. They knew there was no way.
And he said, "What is this? It's in statistics. It's trigonometry. Please."
Yeah. So yeah, maybe he should have claimed a little bit less than 86% of the vote. Well, there have been 25,000 arrests of protesters since the election. So that's a shitload of arrests, guys. Last weekend, Belarusian police made over 1,000 arrests in just 2 days alone, as the protests continue to escalate after 14 straight weeks in a row, like we talked about, and the death of a 31-year-old protester named Roman Bondarenko. Who he was beaten by police and then he died in the hospital. That's all against the backdrop of 26 years of Lukashenko's reign. And you can youtube.com/Hard Factor News. That's just a random. That's not the guy who died.
Okay,
good. This is what's happening in the streets of Belarus. The police are in SWAT gear. They're beating down protesters. There's way worse videos of like people inside a shop over the weekend. Horrible stuff of like people just getting black bags, sad shit. So people just getting the crap beat out of them. Svetlana has encouraged her supporters and the people of Belarus to continue their peaceful and COVID mass protests. It's actually kind of cool. You see they're very coordinated and seem to be sort of trying to do everything they can to be peaceful and abiding by the COVID policies. But also
get on out there, the 14% of you.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, it must be such a small percentage if they all care this much and it's 14 straight weeks. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo agreed with Svetlana and called on Belarusian authorities to release the political prisoners they have detained, quote, for exercising their human rights and fundamental freedoms by peacefully participating in protests, calling for free and fair elections, and advocating for a national dialogue to end the ongoing crisis. And here to Big Mike, I think after 2020 experience, we can all say that election results need more transparency and they should be easier to interpret so people don't freak out. And I think this is an opportunity to make our cunt pack, the Citizens for Unified National Tabulation Political Action Committee, a global initiative. Belarus could be our first international client. What do you guys think?
Well, that's one of a few options. You guys don't even know about the voter fraud I'm about to bring up.
Later. We'll move on to that. But also, before we move on to Belarus, the terrible blight of American journalists having to not get much sleep for a couple weeks during the election compared to 23 journalists in Belarus who've actually gotten black-bagged by Lukashenko since the elections. Talk about putting it in perspective a little bit, what real fascism looks like. But way to go with the 5-hour energy, CNN.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that CNN thing where they we were up 16 hours a day and they detailed it. Bubba, can you come on here? We're
gotta tell you that CNN thing pissed me off.
Yeah, I'm about to rip that so hard.
We're gonna fucking nail those bastards, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna mock them to death with what we did, and then but we're not gonna. Yeah, okay, cool.
It's like they're afraid to go off script. We did like a 17-hour stream, and then I was trying to listen to what was going on, and I had every 5 minutes they'd take a fucking break. It's like, come on, guys, just banter out there. You're making like $350,000-$400,000 a year. Just figure it out.
Yeah. We're gonna mock CNN, and we're not gonna give like timelines of like what was happening with the vote count. We're gonna talk about like the different guests, like Big Dick Steve or whoever.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about Will's
420.
ass tattooed.
Yeah, that's how
all
we're gonna
that.
mock CNN. Yeah.
You freestyle, baby. Come
Yeah.
on.
But yeah, look for that. Look for that. The recap video or the highlight video coming out too of the election night. If you missed any of the coverage,
Nice.
Yeah, thank you, Bubba, for working
Hell
and putting
yeah.
that together. But yeah,
Of
I mean,
course.
CNN, they're making millions of dollars. The anchors are, but hey, they are putting in the hard yards, not these people like us who are doing 17-hour streams on our salaries, and the people in Belarus who make probably pennies while getting black bagged by Lukashenko. But CNN, they're the ones who really put in the hard yards this election
Yeah.
season.
Someone get them to GoFundMe or something for doing their
All
jobs.
right. All right. Well, guys, let's bring back the soft corner if you don't mind. Is that okay? May
For
I?
the CNN anchors? Or for,
That's
okay.
another time. That's another time, guys. Today in the soft corner is the motherfucking Boy Scouts of America. Sorry, Boy Scouts of America. Former member here. What the fuck? Why are they in the soft corner? Well, because more than 82,000, that's right, 82,000 people have come forward against them with sexual abuse claims. And
So
this
that's
is
all of them.
yeah, this is pretty much everyone. And guys, to give some context here, 82,000, that's a sold out FedEx Field where every single patron gets sexually molested by an authority figure. So pretty much similar to a Sunday with Dan Snyder as the team owner, except for the sold out part, of course. The claims, guys, which lawyers said
Never get that many.
no, not in years, but he'll still touch you. The claims, guys, which lawyers said far eclipse the number of abuse accusations filed in the Catholic Church cases. Continued to mount ahead of a Monday deadline established in bankruptcy court in Delaware, where the Boy Scouts have sought refuge this year in a bid to survive the demands for damages. So the Boy Scouts are trying to stick around for some reason. 82,000 people have come forward. You may have heard the radio ads or seen the TV commercials asking if a Scoutmaster really fucked your life up or not. I'm sure not everyone's fucking heard it. 82,000 is probably just a slice, but they're coming out of the woodwork so these motherfuckers can somehow like stay around. They can still be a company. What are we doing here?
That's a lot of 2000s too many.
Are
Wait,
you saying that you'd prefer the Boy Scouts just go down with the ship? Just
forever?
Shut
end
it
Shut
down.
Shut
Shut
it
it
down.
down.
Shut it down.
Well, who comes in after the Boy Scouts? What do
It
we
doesn't
got?
matter.
No,
New
the
Boy
whole
Scouts.
system, the whole Boy Scouts from Cub Scouts to Eagle Scouts. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Why are
None
they
of
why are they trying to save the organization? It's not like they're a fucking religion.
Well, who's going to teach
Right.
kids how to tie knots now?
Well, the only knot that was getting tied, it sounds like, was the balloon knot.
Yeah,
or untied.
they taught us a lot of things what not
Look,
to do with
I
children.
learned how to weave a basket and a stool. And I'm, obviously not good that any of this
YouTube
happened,
will.
but-
YouTube can teach you how to tie a knot.
Okay.
Pat, you should reach out to your fellow scouts and see if any of them are see if they're doing okay.
My
See
dad
if
was
they're
the scout leader, Wes, so
Oh,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
So I
that's-
assume they're
that's,
okay.
That's the only reason you didn't get molested.
Unless you guys got touched, My dad was effectively all of our scout leader.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Guys, I
No,
wanna,
no, I was good.
Cool.
He didn't touch me.
Thank you. I want to read the mission of the Boy Scouts of America real quick. This is the Scout mission. Okay. The mission of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare young people to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetimes by instilling them with the values of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. They didn't say get fingers up their butt from weird fucking predatory assholes that are hanging out.
Neither does the Bible. I mean,
Is that like the black light? You have to like shine a black light over it to see that part of the mission statement? The
No,
fingers in the butt?
it's on the site right below a section where it says it's like a protective investigative section. So it's trying to get people to sign their kids up. Like, we're really going to take it seriously this time, guys. They've had over 100 years to try and pull off that fucking mission. And instead we're left with accusers ranging from 8 years old to 93 years old. Give it a rest, BSA. They have over $1 billion in assets. Break that shit up. Pay the folks and admit you fucking failed. Guys, the worst part is this, and Bub, if you can put this picture up, they've known about it forever. In a 1935 article, 35, the New York Times describes a, quote, red list of degenerates with a quote from the spokesperson that says, with 1.3 million men in positions of leadership, having 2,900 on the list is, quote, not very alarming. So there's 2,900 pervs that they knew about And they're saying that's not a big deal. It's pretty good. If
That
you
was
got
back in
1.
the day. They just shipped them to a different pack. They're like, here, you just
Wow.
need to go to. They had the priest thing going on.
Right,
with
that's
these
what the
guys.
Catholic Church did.
They
ship
print
them around.
They printed out they had a quote saying 2919 is not that bad.
Back
Not
in
that
35,
bad.
people could handle the real fucking news. You know,
Not very
I
alarming.
guess.
in 2020, you print this and you're dead. Somebody's
Oh,
killed you
man.
already.
You can't print this. Your company's out of business, but that's not okay. 2900 is a lot.
Yeah, they also had to clarify that you're not on the red list for being a communist, just for touching kids.
What you were talking about, they blew the Catholics out of the water. Like
Oh, they crushed the Catholics.
that's like beating the Irish and drinking.
Yeah. Come on. What are we doing? Shut it
think
down.
The communist list was the blacklist, wasn't it? That
No,
was-
what I was saying, Will, is like they had to
Red list.
clarify in the newspaper because if you read the headline, you're like, "Oh, a red list for scout leaders must because they're trying to indoctrinate our boys
Oh,
with
and
communism."
no, it's
No.
it's because
Yeah.
they're pederasses.
Exactly.
You think
That's
it's
tough stuff.
tempting to this is fucked up, but like if you know that your scout leader is now dead, can you go and claim that person touched you to try to get money?
Well, you have until yesterday.
Probably, Wes.
Okay.
Yes.
They have a billion in assets,
based on law and orders. Yes, the answer to that.
So you think they're going down, Pat?
Yeah,
Well,
Wes. Sorry. There's no statute of limitations. So yeah, they like this was specifically the fund that Pat was talking about was specifically put aside for anyone, any age, any
Right.
time at all.
It's not like, oh, my camp counselor is dead. I guess
Yeah.
I don't get any money because he raped me still. I mean, that's not.
I'm not trying to ruin somebody's life, but you know, if he's dead, he's dead. Might as well-
Yeah, I'm just
You're
saying.
saying a little bit.
Might as well throw an allegation
Yeah,
at
Wes
him.
is saying, wait, maybe he sees an opportunity.
You're saying try and get yours, Wes, even though no one touched you.
No, I'm just fucking around.
okay.
But, it's happening.
My point is,
Wes,
guys.
Wes should put that picture of him in the Halloween costume as a baby. And say,
Yeah, they'll write him a fucking check immediately. They're like,
Absolutely.
well,
Yeah.
case closed.
Photoshop in a
my
scoutmaster.
my scoutmaster made me dress like this.
Yeah, checks
Nope.
out.
No one can resist me in that thing.
Checks out, guys. No, but in all seriousness, if you have fucking accusers that range 8 to 93 years, like I'm sorry, guys, you blew it. Like no more Boy Scouts of
Yeah,
America.
sounds like it's gonna be hard for them
Take
to come
the-
back from this. Yeah.
Take the fucker out. There's gotta be systematic bullshit in there. Just fucking end it. End it. Start a new one.
I know what we should do.
Start a
Elon
new one.
Scouts.
Well, like
no.
start a new fucking community.
There we go.
What's
Yeah,
going to
what-
be the difference?
Oh, the Elon Scouts.
they'll
will
be
They
smaller.
Pervs still love kids. Just because you organize them differently doesn't mean they're not going to touch
That's what
them.
I'm saying, Wes. I don't think they'll be any different than the next organization.
Yeah. You
Put them in a
gotta-
different uniform. They're still pervs.
You got to not
Yeah,
have.
it's just a perv in a blue shirt instead of a tan shirt.
You gotta not have
Bag
all
your
like
clothes.
all one sex. Your video went out, Wes. You gotta have like a not all one sex thing
Fucking
where
happens.
the stranger male teaches the killer. You gotta have some.
Oh,
females
great!
in
So you want to open it
Well,
up for
they
for
tried.
all- everybody to
They
be-
tried
maybe
years
at least
ago
the teacher. I don't know. Like,
to bring Girl Scouts in, and the
vet-
Girl Scouts
vet
were
them.
like, fuck
Look,
you.
you have adults
They-
going out with kids in the woods on these camping trips. Like
Yeah.
it's the situation. It's like it's the perfect predator situation. Unfortunately, is what scouting entails.
yeah, the woods is part of the problem for sure. The setting
Let's move
is
on.
tough. Yeah. Okay. Let's
All
move
right.
on. Let's move on.
Let me try to get my camera back up here. Fucking
YouTube.com/hardfactnews
This
to watch
is
Wes
so
struggle with
often.
his camera.
All right. If I just bump my fucking
keep
computer.
switching. You keep switching from HD to SD.
I keep switching from much better looking to terrible.
Send in the car, Wes.
All right, so guys, we have a good old-fashioned vaccine war on our hands with recent news of the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine being 90% effective. Now, pharmaceutical giant Moderna, I think is out of Massachusetts, has stepped in and said, "I raise you your 90% with my 95% effectiveness
Let's
rate."
go.
Yeah, smart.
I
move.
love this.
Yeah, it's a smart move for them to wait for Pfizer's results. This
Yeah,
according
Pfizer
to-
looks like a bitch right now. Honestly.
yeah, that's
Like,
90%.
1 week
vicious,
later.
yeah.
yeah,
And you know they have a Slugworth out there stealing secrets and spreading information between the industry, right?
Pfizer got played.
Yeah, they
big
did.
time.
They're getting played. This all this is according to Moderna's own data, of course. From Dr. Fauci, quote, "These are obviously very exciting results. It's just as good as it gets. 94.5 is truly outstanding," he said from his new Caribbean home while wearing a Moderna hat. According to Fauci, high-risk human guinea pigs could start getting the vaccine as early as December, and after we see what happens to them, the rest of us could get it by spring, as I think Mark covered during the Pfizer
So
update.
they must have known this when they gave that. So not Fauci, but a different doctor in a mask gave the update after Trump did. And Trump was saying, yeah, general public gets it by April. But they must have known that Moderna was coming. So they definitely had some inside baseball
They
going
know.
on.
Well,
Yeah.
I think, like you said, I think someone like at Moderna leaked to Pfizer, like, oh, 90%, you guys are doing great. Wow,
that's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah,
Announce
right.
it.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. That's
Nothing.
good, unless of course
We were
someone
all
comes up with
expecting
6-minute
70%,
abs.
remember? Yeah, 6-minute abs. Yeah.
This is, I mean, they're just a smarter company, obviously, so we should go with their vaccine. So spring is
People
what
are going to
we're
be
looking like.
Pfizer shaming vaccines now.
Oh, wait till
yeah.
Johnson & Johnson comes out with 96.7 or something.
That's
like
such
that.
a good point, though, Willie. I hope you're right, Pat, but this is a good point. People aren't even going to want to hang out with the Pfizer vaccine people.
Did you get Moderna or Pfizer?
Right. So, so same kind of timeline, better results, it seems. So in Moderna's trial of 15,000 of Seattle's homeless were given a placebo. Another 15,000 of Seattle's homeless were given the actual vaccine.
Did not give it to Seattle.
No,
homeless.
they didn't. I'm just kidding. 90 of the placebo patients got COVID, with 11 getting it real bad, and only 5 who took the vaccine got COVID, with nobody getting seriously sick.
Ooh.
So, better.
Pfizer's stock is down 4%. Moderna's
yeah.
jumped 10% today.
Oh, yeah, Moderna, baby.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should get in on Johnson.
What's
they're gonna be higher.
Moderna's? What is it per share? Moderna.
Pfizer's affordable. You can get it at 37.33. Moderna's 97.95.
Oh, yeah.
I smell a split coming from Moderna.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Moderna's claiming their vaccine has no side effects, just minor aches and headaches. Quote from the article: both
Oh,
Pfizer
even
and
their
Moderna.
side effects are less.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a better vaccine.
In the
You
other
kidding me?
vaccine,
Yeah, they
the
said
other
the
vaccine
Pfizer
you get
one.
like super sick.
The
The Pfizer one gives you the flu twice, and you have to
Oh.
take
It's
it. You have to
making
take
it
it 2
look
weeks apart.
horrible.
Holy shit!
The freezing is the big deal, though,
Yeah,
right?
and yes, the Modernas
Is
can
this
be in the
super
heat,
cold too?
but the Modernas can be at
no.
room temperature.
So Pfizer's vaccine
Yeah.
could only be in like a
Negative
very
90 degrees.
But
a
what about
special
Moderna?
fucking thing. It's same as chickenpox, and
Right.
and it can live out of the freezer for 30
think-
days versus 5.
I think Wes is going to tell us good news about Moderna's temperature.
Well, I don't know about the temperature, but they're both use Pfizer and Moderna's vaccine are using this new vaccine technology that it's like messenger ribonucleic acids. So
Okay, so probably both have to be super cold.
RNA.
yeah. If it works.
Well,
It's
a
a
huge-
new kind of thing.
Literally a huge thing is the only mild headaches, because everyone admits at Pfizer and everyone that's taken it that
Yeah,
you
they say
get
it's horrible.
you get so sick that people are calling out of work sick. Like
They're
on
saying
a-
it's a hangover, basically.
it's like it's a flu, and then you take it 2 weeks later and get it again. You get 2 mini flus with the Pfizer. It's like almost getting COVID.
So the Moderna is going to just be. I mean, it's just.
You can
not
actually
like
distribute it.
heads and shoulders.
Because
above.
otherwise, you like no CVS had this fucking cooler for the Pfizer one, and then it could only be out of the cooler 5 days. Where Moderna
and
is
then-
30 days.
I wonder if Moderna's is only one and done too, because the Pfizer one you had to go and get it, and then 2 weeks later you had to get it again. Otherwise, it didn't work. You had to
Listen,
get it
let's
twice.
just stop talking about the Pfizer vaccine.
All right,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
good call, good call.
Yeah.
That shit's yesterday's news.
So I guess
People at
Cuomo's
Pfizer
right.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got played. All right, for those of you that don't think voter fraud exists and can impact the results of an election, I've got a bird to sell you in New Zealand. That's right, the Bird of the Year competition in New Zealand was rigged for the 4th time in 6 years that they have proven, so probably all 6 years. And luckily this year, they caught it early enough to remove the over 1,500 fraudulent votes from fake email addresses cast for the spotted kiwi. Let's get a picture of that spotted kiwi up there, Bubba.
Oh, what a cute bird.
Well, one person that set up 1,500 emails thinks so.
No, kiwis are objectively cute. Come on, flightless bird.
And they
got
all
no
came in the
face.
middle of the night
Yeah,
on
that's a
Monday.
weird looking bird, man.
What's up with the beak? And then this is what they said. It's lucky we spotted this little kiwi trying to sneak in an extra 1,500 votes under the cover of darkness, but they'll have to play by the rules like all the other birds to win the competition, said Laura Keown,
only fair.
spokesperson for the competition that is very easy to rig. So in 2018, a person from Perth in New Zealand voted for the shag more than 300 times. So that they caught that. In 2017, more than 100 fraudulent votes were logged for the white-faced heron. And in 2015, 2 teenagers were able to rig the vote in favor of the kakako, but they eventually got caught. So
This is the equivalent, though. Like people from New Zealand are called Kiwis. This is like
Right. Well, that's why
if
some
we
of
had
them are
one in our
Canadian.
country and it was like the
eagles?
a bird
The
called
bald
the
eagle.
American.
Yeah.
It's gonna fucking win.
American
It's
Eagle.
true.
Bald eagle would win
Bald
every
eagle.
year. Do you think
Yeah.
any American bird could take out the bald eagle? In
No,
a
maybe a
competition?
cardinal, maybe a blue jay. There'd be other.
I mean, on votes though.
No, eagle,
Yeah.
bald eagle every time. This year, the rightful winner, probably because fans of the bird have more sophisticated cheating methods, is the kakapo. Let's get a picture of that up there. It's the fattest parrot in the world, and it's flightless. So it's also the only bird to win the award twice. And you're telling me a flightless parrot won again? Sure, yeah, they cheated for him too. In my second animal story, which is not as funny, First Nation Indigenous people of Canada are mourning the killing of a sacred spirit moose by hunters. The spirit moose is an all-white moose that looks like this. Put a picture up on YouTube. Look how pretty that is. That due to a recessive gene, they're called white cows and protected by
Albino
law. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're protected by law. Only the white albino mooses that are called white cows are protected by law, as are some other species of all albino animals up there in northern Canada, and that's by the Indigenous people. So someone poached that moose in Timmins, Ontario, but they left the body with head intact, along with another regular moose they shot, and left the body with head intact. So
That's a message.
They took the antlers.
Well, no, they didn't take anything. So maybe they finally saw the signs that said you can't shoot the all-white moose and freaked out and split when they finally saw the signs that were all over the place. Or maybe the First Nations people took matters into their own hands.
This could have been a personal vendetta against that specific moose too. I like every time that they kill a rare animal, people are like, "Oh, it's poachers." Like you don't know if that rare animal like cut you off in traffic or like stepped on your fucking toe or like ate some food you were thinking about eating.
Yeah, or even just got into your bushes.
Yeah, hurt your child.
Just going to accuse them one more time, or maybe the First Nations Indigenous people that say that they're really looking for the culprits took care of it old school style. I don't know. Everybody is outraged and sad. Why would you shoot it? No one needs one that bad. If you have a license to shoot a cow moose, you could shoot another moose instead. Just leave the white ones alone, said Chief Murray Ray of Flying Post First Nation. To which I say, Chief Murray Ray, what do you mean no one needs one that bad? They left the entire body there. They didn't get anything. So do you know something I don't know, Chief Murray Ray?
What's your theory here, Mark? Specifically,
My theory is that the Indigenous people killed the poachers, which I'm fine with, and buried their bodies, and now it's becoming a news story, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's go find them," and they're dead. And they found the poachers and they killed them because otherwise the poachers would have taken the moose home, since that was the whole point of killing the moose.
No, what if though they didn't want to be caught with that white hide?
Well, then why did they shoot it? Why were they out there poaching it?
Why do you play big buck hunter?
The only
'Cause
other
it's
theory,
fun.
Will, is that it was someone that knew and accidentally shot the white moose, like in Big Buck Hunter. Like
That's
Pat's
the,
talking
right.
about.
That's the only thing
They-
I'm thinking.
a
is it
stray
could be an
bullet,
accident.
and then we're like, fuck.
Seems like it'd be hard to miss a white moose. That's
Exactly.
like a
It's
ton.
very hard to miss a white moose.
If they
It's-
checked social
yeah.
media,
I mean, wildlife officials are asking locals to help lead to the killer. Animal activists and a drilling company have pulled together 8,000 Canadian dollars for anyone who can lead to the culprit. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's somewhere buried out in the snow. That's where the person is.
Not worth it to go to jail, is what you're saying. Not going to be worth it for the reward.
Well, right. I mean, or to like go against the person that you know in town that killed the person. Yeah,
Right. I got you. Right.
that's my theory. Allegedly,
Well, we'll see how
by
it
me,
plays out.
I guess.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't hate it. All right. Let's move it on to Elon's world. I told you we'd talk about that motherfucker on this show, and let's do it right now. And this one, it's about SpaceX, his company, and they are some dirty dogs getting some big old contracts. So over the summer, you remember SpaceX launched the first Americans into space from U.S. soil in decades, and then now on this past Sunday, SpaceX launched the first operational mission to the International Space Station with 4 astronauts on board the launch. So if you're watching the
at that.
video, there's the launch, just smooth
Oh,
and,
look at
and
that.
beautiful as always. The SpaceX, I don't know, I guess it's the Falcon.
it's like a sperm on fire.
That was
what
the
it looks like.
dragon. The dragon, right?
The Dragon
Right.
is the crew module at the top. That's the thing that goes to the
Okay.
International Space Station. I think the Falcon is the
the rocket.
That is
rocket, yeah.
that is a major send in the car vibe. That video.
Oh yeah, the SpaceX sends in the car constantly, and yeah. So basically, it all went well. SpaceX just popping champagne bottles again. The summer launch was technically a test with this trip with 3 NASA astronauts and 1 Japanese astronaut and 1 Baby Yoda doll used to test when they are finally in zero gravity on board. So that's 5 people in there.
It's one less Baby Yoda doll that's going to make it to a kid that really needed it this Christmas. So cool,
That's
guys.
true.
Cool.
That's true.
Maybe pick another Star Wars character. I don't know, a less popular one.
Yeah, like an older one.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
No one ever fucking gives the big ups to like Boba Fett or Jabba the Hutt, right? Like, come on.
If there's a Baby Yoda shortage this Christmas, they're gonna have hell to pay at NASA for this. Yeah. So they did use the Baby Yoda to see once they were in zero gravity. They made it there. They're en route to the ISS right now. First of many SpaceX fueled NASA missions for years to come. Guys, the only competitor for SpaceX that NASA has given contracts to is Boeing. And you're going to be shocked when you hear this, but the Boeing Starliner is on indefinite hold due to software issues.
Bugs.
Yeah, that were discovered in the testing by the same makers of the 737 MAX, everybody. Boeing, nice work with
Yeah,
your
they
NASA
built the outer
contract.
core, didn't they? Like, I think yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Boeing owns the Dominion company as well.
On the flip side of Boeing, there's
good one.
SpaceX and Elon Musk, who's calling false positives on every COVID test in the U.S., Europe, and China, and has his eyes on not abiding by any space laws when he's the first to land on Mars. Here's a snippet from what he plans. Quote, for services provided on Mars or in transit to Mars via Starship or other colonizational spacecraft, the parties recognize Mars as a free planet and that no Earth-based government has authority or sovereignty over Martian activities. Accordingly, disputes will be settled through self-governing principles established in good faith at the time of the Martian settlement. So I'm going to take
Through
SpaceX,
laser fights.
yeah, to keep dominating NASA contracts with Elon going for his Emperor on Mars
Yeah.
play because
To which-
it sounds like
take
he's
this
got his
down,
eyes on the
please.
prize.
China responded to that by saying,
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be him or them.
I
So
still love how he's totally setting up this dictatorship. He already has the what's it, like a direct democracy or whatever that he's going to set up there, which is everyone has to vote or whatever. But he didn't
Right.
let anyone vote on what it's going to be. He chose that. Like he chose the thing that he's claiming is like the most.
he's going to
democratic
like
thing.
it forces you. You can't opt out of the text thread.
defeating the purpose of it, in my opinion.
Right.
Just imagine him walking around a room dictating that paragraph to someone to write down.
will vote.
It's just nuts.
But is there a crazier job? Is there like a more like tough person, so to speak, or insane person than an astronaut? Is there like a more dangerous job than astronaut?
underwater welder, I think.
Yeah, that's
think
the
so?
world's most
Okay.
dangerous job. Yeah.
Underwater welder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the only reason it's more dangerous is because they all get so much action, and not many astronauts get action. But I think a 1-to-1 ratio of going up in there and space to underwater welding is probably comparable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Elon expects you to do it and expects you to abide by his rules when we're on Martian soil. So
Okay.
it's just the way it's going to be,
Okay.
Mark. If you want to get in the game.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to his Mars.
No.
No.
All right, guys, real quick. Joe Exotic's husband, Dylan Passage, got busted for DUI in Manor, Texas on Sunday evening. Police pulled over his Dodge Challenger. Go figure. Go figure that guy's got a Challenger. In the 13600 block of U.S. Highway 290 Manor. According to the reports, quote, Mr. Passage made officers aware of his social status and marriage to famed Joe Maldonado Passage, a.k.a. the Tiger King, on scene of the incident. So immediately he pulled the Tiger King card. Manor police said in a release. So, yeah, he's like, that Tiger King guy. I used to bang him. Yeah, like that's going to fucking play with the Texas police.
They're like, now we're definitely searching your car.
Yes.
Yeah.
According to the arrest affidavit, one stopped Passage told the officer he just left the domain where he was at 77 degrees rooftop patio bar, and he said he'd had 3 Modelo's. Right. So yeah, I don't know. He also
Can't
thought
you
it.
pass a
three-
breathalyzer after 3?
3
Yeah.
Modelo's,
Yeah.
even in 5 minutes, he'd probably be under.
He also
How many beers does it
thought it was 7:30 p.m. and it was 1:30 a.m. So it was the wrong day. So I don't know how many Modelo's that takes.
For a
but
guy his size, it would take probably 6 Modelo's. Well, he's pretty small.
yeah.
Okay.
He was lit, guys. Taken to the internet, Joe Exotic brought the heat with a comment from jail saying, in regards to Dylan's recent troubles, I'm just glad that no one was hurt. Learning such a lesson that drinking and driving is something to take very seriously. I love my husband and will be here for him, just as he has been there for me. If we all learn something from this, it's not okay to be irresponsible and drink and drive. I hope that the news media will cover this, sees that a flawed system not only affect the persons in my life, but it also affects that person's entire family. Alcohol was not a problem for Dylan when I was home. Hashtag free Joe Exotic. Hashtag pardon Joe Exotic. Hashtag help free Joe. So guys, this whole thing could have been avoided if Joe had been out. Somehow he commented from jail. King Marquin says, damn. 2037 is a long time. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're running long, so I'm going to wrap it up. Have a great fucking day.